Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender's Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. So we pushed up to that incremental high here. We're going to show the next target if price wants to get up there. It's not far away, but I never really thought that this correction would have produced a retracement to our typical 123 extension. So I'll show you that in a little bit. And also the unfinished business, as we do rotation into some of these big names, you see that some of them are complete. And then Meta took over in this time, Apple last time, Tesla was last time, and then Apple was last Friday. These huge moves. Google still has some unfinished business. So we'll look at all those. And I believe IWM and DIA have some clues for us as well. So we're doing this intraday at about, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It's 99 cents, comes with the Discord and our trade alerts. What's really working for us right now is Cannabis. Obviously, I'm short the market, and that's not helping out. But Cannabis has been phenomenal for us. If you're going long in this market, you're playing with fire. If you're going long in the Cannabis market, you are on fire. So those are going to continue to give us wonderful returns. All right, so let's jump into it. I just made a video today, by the way, for the individual members. That's $4.99 a month if you want to consider getting those individual stock analysis and cycles and things like that. Very good. So we have SPX on the daily time frame, and we're looking at this 3 peak right here. Perhaps that would be the setup that we're looking for right now. And as of right now, the VIX has hit a new low for a new dominant cycle low. So we'll take a look at that as well. That was a good reminder right there. Where are we at here? And I'm looking for a 10% negative move here today. And I think that will trigger a down move for us in the next 2 days if we're able to see that happen. Okay, and that would probably signal the top at that point. And so tomorrow might be another doji day. So yeah, anyway, we'll look at that. Let's go ahead and fly through some of these things. We have our moving averages, got back above the 8 and the 20s, so the trend is up, momentum's up, calling oscillator, moving up, but not really confirming. We'll have to see where this closes, but even from this peak, we're just about side by side there. But no matter what, even if it does get a little bit higher than this past peak, we're still going to be looking at it like this. So with negative divergence, did get a little bit of strengthening in breadth today. I don't think that's going to continue to push higher and make new highs and things like that with the indicators, but yeah, we have to watch it, and that's what it's showing us. It's getting a little bit stronger. Okay, so is this a breakout just to go to new? Sure. I'm not sure this is going to be a breakout that brings us much further, but I've been wrong so far. So, and we're also looking at DIA. So let me get to these. The DIA gave us this next clue. That check mark is done, and so here's a negative divergence here from this high to this high. So far, do we need to get another little divergence in the near term? Doesn't have to, but could. And we'll stretch this divergence out here. Momentum heading lower, prices going higher. We need to see this slow stoke roll over before anything happens. DMARC, continue this count to the upside. Is that going to get us we got our 13 count today. We're looking for that yesterday with the 12 count here. And now we got our 13, so I really don't need my own arrow. It's got a red arrow there. So we're looking at a 13 count sell exhaustion. Do we go up for a 9 count as well to get us a 13.9? That's what we'll be watching. Awesome oscillator. Really just the same thing. This oscillator works off of moving averages and gave us another negative divergence today. You've been hearing me say it over and over, and until things roll over, that's the same thing I'm going to say. all these indicators have to burn through their divergences in order to kind of reset things and continue to move higher. So let's change over to the divergences board here, and we'll look at the money flow index. I use this arrow for the volume. If we have time, I'll show you the divergence in volume, and also the new Dow theory we were talking about in the Discord. That's diverging now, and also the dumb money for the high yield bond market is also diverging and selling off. Okay, so more clues on a market turn coming up here. And so we're looking at the money flow index. That's just back testing this consolidation. I do suspect that will roll over, just like I said yesterday. Bollinger Band, we now have a sell signal on the Bollinger Band. We hit the top band with overbought conditions, with a 13 count exhaustion. Again, wasn't sure if that would make it up there, but we talked about it yesterday and probably the day before. And same thing with the Elliott oscillator. So at some degree, this was a wave 3, and I'll show you those counts too. At some, this is a wave 3 into a wave 5, and so with that interpretation, once again, it's getting more and more probable that a top is near. In order for this to continue to go higher, what we're going to have to see, if this is some sort of wave 1, we need this low to hold. If you're bullish, you want to see this low hold and this to be an extension, very similar to here where this could have been the top, but instead that was a leading diagonal which gave a higher low and continued to move higher at that point. This is a new leg. Okay, so this is either the top when this is done, it's either the top and we break this low, or this leg gets a higher low and continues on another leg higher. Okay, and then this will reflect on the Elliott oscillator by getting a new high from these peaks here. Okay, so let's go over to the VIX. The VIX making new lows as of this video, and our ideal low is tomorrow. So we did end up making a new low. Last Friday we were in the window, and the dominant and the minor low here, which makes sense in the cycles. I wasn't sure that would happen. I was looking for a higher low, but we made a new low with the dominant and the minor phase coming into play. And an ideal low, since we don't have a reversal candle yet, we had an inside day and then a follow through to the downside. We'll look for some sort of reversal candle, perhaps tomorrow. Definitely not today. And so DIA, since that alert went off, we're basically just looking for this. I still think this high might be in, unless some big news happens and we continue to break all-time highs. But the retracement, I was just looking for a flat pattern. Okay, so we had a high here, but I knew that this was looking a little stronger, and I wasn't looking for a nesting setup. So we wanted to get this new high here, and that check mark is done. And so now we can see this probably go a little higher into resistance here to 446 or so, 447 for a flat pattern, and then roll over from there. So that looks like it's almost done. And then for IWM, this looked like a 3-wave move, and this looks like it's setting up for one last move here, where I think we had some unfinished business with this 786 retracement. So we still could see about 3 more points here in IWM going to the 786 of this entire move. And if you've been following, this is what the impulse wave right here, 786 retracement for wave 2, and then we're looking for a devastating wave 3 into 4 and into 5. All right, and for sorry, kids are home. So for Google, this is clearly going to fill the gap, and so we have some unfinished business here as well to finish this off and probably just eke out a new high for some sort of ending move here. Okay, and any other unfinished business that we have here? Meta already did its. I guess Amazon could fill that gap. So you could see some continued strength here just to close the gap for Amazon before heading lower. That's always a possibility. There's even a gap up here too. So let's see what kind of rotation we constantly go through. On the weekly time frame, we've already hit weekly highs. And so what we're going to look for in the weekly video at the end of the week is a reversal candle of some sort this week, or a reversal candle next week. We have to it keeps getting pushed by prices making new highs. We'll be looking for clues. Okay, so let's go down to the 65-minute on SPY, and we'll be able to look at some more of these indicators. All right, so wedge after wedge forming. We formed another one, made a new high here. Do we go to the options expected move to the upper end? Remember, this is options expiration. So either we've seen it over and over to where we get to a certain point, especially in a bullish run, where we get up here to, let's say, 646. And I believe our target was 644. It's the range up to 647. So if price can get into that range up to possibly 647, it might just stick there for the rest of the week. But if we get used to all that complacency, there's going to be one of these days, this week, next week, the week after, I don't know when, you're going to have 200-300 point moves to the downside, and it's going to wipe out all of this in possibly a day or two. Okay, so just be aware that when things do turn, if you're bullish, great. Nice work, but that could instantly be taken away at any moment. I have before we go to that the indicators, this was our kind of bullish look here to say, hey, this all might be a wave 1, and then possibly a wave 2, and in this case a B into a wave C up higher. That's my count, but a lot of people are looking at this as being a wave 1 and then get a wave 2 before going much higher. And so I know we haven't looked at this one in a long time, but if this is certainly a wave 1, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of this is shorter than this. This is a much steeper move, and so these are massive moves. I know it looks skewed here, but this is not as long. This is about 75% of this wave 2 to 3 right here, of wave 3 here. So in this last move, you have 1, 2, 3, and then wave 4. And we talked about this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what that count is inside of there. I'm not going to speculate. It looks really, everything's crossing over itself. So in my opinion, it'd have to be some sort of nesting, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then starting to stretch out much higher, or it would be some sort of ending diagonal of some sort where you're getting the crossovers there and it's finishing up. So whatever this count is here, I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should get your top in there where you should get some sort of correction, A, B, C, somewhere, whether it's steep or not. This wave 3 into wave 4, a lot of people were looking for that top. I was looking for the top to be in, and these retracements start to play out into the 23 and the 382. It's just not looking that way. It looks like things are going to get a much bigger correction no matter what. Even though I'll keep these here, I'll move these up with price action. This move has got to correct at some point. This is not some sort of new bull market in here and whatever people are saying out there. But it certainly is frustrating for anybody that's trying to pick a top. And they say, don't do it. And whatever, we're, these indicators, I've done it before. I'm going to keep doing it. And we're looking for the rollover, and we're going to continue to push on that, and it's going to happen soon here. So, all right. What else can we show? I think we need to do our indicators. Moving averages, obviously we're rolling up, held on to the moving averages. They're starting to turn up there. Okay, so after the divergences from here, you can stretch them out. They certainly do go further, all the way across. I did make a new one, but I don't need that new one. And so in the near term, are we looking for a correction and a divergence again? Possible, or it could just play out. So we burned a new high up here. So that's what I was talking about when you burn divergences. So we had one from this top to this top, and then we had that little correction right into support and ended up pushing higher with CPI. And will CPI mark the top? That's a good question. Is this it? We don't know. But in the near term, we made a new high. So do we need a divergence? Possibly. And we'll see if this starts to roll over as well. Now, as for the members, we put up our level, and I believe that came out to approximately, we use SPX in about 638, and so we want to see that price hold. I believe that's 6,400 in SPX. That has to hold on this next whatever pullback that happens for any continuation of a move here. And obviously, if it comes below and then regains it, that's a different story. It's the same concept. All right. DMARC. I got a 5 count here. We're looking for a 9. That's what we'll be looking for here. Awesome oscillator. Now we had that, once again, that divergence there, and we made a new high, okay? So that's not going to be any good for this near term, that burn through. Money flow. Remember, this is a RSI with volume, and we are not seeing any heightened volume. We did know that already because of our charts that we put in the Discord for volume. Is just waning with this move up higher. In Bollinger Band, had some sell signals earlier today, but still pushing up. We'll see how far that goes. To me, with the Qs, this is an easy 5-wave move in here. To me, this I can't really tell. Could be a 3-wave move up for A, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as an ending diagonal. That's possible, but I'm not going to really speculate on that. I need to see the that 10% coming up here into our targets, which are a couple more points up. Bollinger Band. L8 oscillator on the way up here, just about. It should go up just a little bit higher, just like the awesome oscillator. So we'll see what happens there in the near term. Not much more to interpret here. Just moving higher with each piece, going to 3 to 5. 3 to 5, you get your rollover. 3 to 5, you get your rollover. So we should see something. We're going to be looking for something here for those moving averages, working from maybe 3 to 5 or something of that nature. So really, if this is to continue higher and then start making those divergences, to me, this could be possibly a wave 1 in the beginning here, 2, and then a 3-wave move up for 3, 4, and should get maybe an ABC for a 5 up there. All right, but some sort of little correction and a new high or something like that. All right, you guys, that's what I have to show you today. We're at 19 minutes. Let me pause it. Okay, and ES hit a new all-time high just now too, so that that kind of confirms that another check mark there. But here's the new Dow theory, where you have RSP, that's the equal weighted of the S&P, and you have NDX there, which is the Nasdaq 100. And you see new highs here, and you see lower highs here, which is a little flat pattern inside of there. So whenever this is done, this should roll over at that point. Now we'll go to the next one. And here's another look at things. If you look in the past here, that took, I mean, just months on months, 3 or 4 months for this to take place. But you see the divergence here and new highs. But in this is the SPX cash index of the S&P, and you have HYG, which is a high yield bonds, the dumb money index, meaning that the smart money is selling the bonds, and the dumb money is buying the market. And so you have, again, SPX, and on a smaller scale here, you have the negative divergence going on here. I don't think we're going to get as large as a high here with the Wyckoff distribution. I do believe we had our high, and this is our upthrust that we'll see some market structure start happening to the downside, rather than just continuing to eke out new highs, correcting, making new high. So this was done already, distribution here, and then a final upthrust for class 2 divergence, class 2 distribution, excuse me, and schematic too. Sorry, I was looking at my watch because I have volleyball tonight. But okay, you guys. So there's a negative divergence. There's a lot of clues that we're topping out here. I know if you stuck with me through this one, you can certainly stick with me through this one. All right, and then we had some great plays throughout there, and unfortunately, I missed this one for the most part. So, all right, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We'll see you soon.